Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is T2C Online. With the success of Portland Foot's Harrison, Texas, and the wonderful acting of Daisy Foot, we now get a chance to meet the cast of Him. How does it feel to have your first play being done at 59 East 59?
Oh, it's great. You know, I had a play done with Primary Stages before, but in the old theater. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's a beautiful space, so I'm very excited.
How does it feel walking in your father's footsteps?
Oh, I don't like to think of it as that, but those are very large footsteps, so I like to think that I'm sort of creating my own. But yeah, I mean, I feel his presence very much so.
Can you tell us a little bit about him?
It's set in New Hampshire, a small town, and it's a town that's changing. It's in the 2000s, a lot of houses being built up, and it's about a family whose father dies and he's owned this small store, and it's how they discover a secret after his death and what this secret will mean for their future, and how they eventually, the siblings end up fighting about the secret.
Will there be trilogies and more plays that follow this line?
No, I don't think so, but I write a lot about this place and this town, so there will be more of that. And
Is there a special significance to this town for you?
Yeah, it's loosely based on where I grew up, so in New Hampshire, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
I play a sister who's sort of becomes the head of the household on a level. Because in the middle of the play, their last parent passes away, and all these changes happen in the house. It's sort of hard to talk about because I don't want to give too much away. But, yeah.
Will we be seeing something very different in who you normally play?
Yeah, she's from New Hampshire, so it's a different part of the world, and I've done plays of my sisters before, and I've played women, but not quite like this woman. It's an unusual play. That's all I have to say. I don't want to give too much away, but I think it's a type of play that my sister's never written before, and I think people will enjoy it.
How does it feel to be a woman director directing a woman foot play?
It feels wonderful to be a director directing a Daisy Foot play. I think I love Daisy's work, and I've had a wonderful time working with her on several projects before this. So this is just a fantastic experience.
Now, you've directed at a lot of regional theaters.
South Coast Rep, I did the premiere of Richard Greenberg's 3 Days of Rain, which we then brought to Manhattan Theater Club. We did Everett Beacon, the premiere of that, and also the Violet Hour, all 3 of those out at South Coast Rep, and we opened the Argos Theater with the Violet Hour. And I'm a resident director at Yale Repertory Theater, so that's my artistic home. So I guess I would have to say I love working there with the resident team and the students there, and all the professionals that are brought in on various projects.
What are you bringing to this production of Him?
Well, I think we have a wonderful cast that really have a great connection to the characters and to this world that Daisy's created. I think it's a world in which it's a play about family. It's a play about longing. It's a play about the love in a family. It's a play in the way we are sometimes trapped in a family, and ways we are sometimes freed in a family.
And what's next for you?
I'm going to be doing Stones in His Pockets at Yale Repertory Theater that opens in January.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yes, I'm from Chicago. Grew up in Chicago and in Kansas, and did my undergrad in Boston at the Boston Conservatory, and then lived in New York and went to Yale to get my MFA, and I just graduated in May. And here I am.
How does it feel graduating and stepping into a new foot play?
It's awesome. I'm so excited to have this be my first thing back in the city. I feel really honored to be a part of this small team. It's really exciting.
What can you tell us a little bit about your character in the show?
Yeah, I play Louise, who is a 24-year-old mentally disabled girl who I've loved getting to know. She is very strong-willed and seeks pleasure constantly, and I think that's, as an actor, something that I've really enjoyed living in the past couple of weeks.
You are an amazing actor, and you go from musicals to straight plays. Do you have a favorite?
Well, I didn't start doing musicals till rather late in my career, and it came as an utter surprise to me because I'm not a particularly talented singer. I love to sing, but I got involved with a workshop in the late 90s of Footloose, the musical, and had a blast. And since then I've done four, and enjoy that world very, very much. I love being able to do both, and there's something sometimes very cleansing about doing a show like Priscilla, or I did Mamma Mia for a while, which are just sort of, just out in that sort of entertainments and fun. And it's nice to come to the theater every night and feel that, that kind of excitement from an audience. It's as close as I'll ever be to a rock star.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character that you play?
Yeah, I play the middle brother of the three siblings, of the Randolph siblings, Farley, who is 51 and he's mentally handicapped. He has the, as Daisy describes him, the intellectual and emotional capacities of like an 11-year-old boy. So it's a challenge because one doesn't want to be patronizing, one doesn't want to be stereotypical, one doesn't want to be mawkish, none of those things. So the challenge is to make him as sort of authentic and in a funny way dignified as possible, and so that's what I'm trying to do.
How does it feel doing a Daisy Foot play as compared to a Horton Foot play?
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, there's a legacy involved there, but Daisy is her own playwright. I mean, there's obviously evocations of her dad and her work, all the good ones, in terms of both their kind of simple poetry and family and a real strong sense of place. So it's an honor. I can't put it any better than I'm really, really thrilled to be able to be part of it.
And what's next for you?
Right now, I have nothing lined up after this. I have a couple of films in the can, so to speak, that'll be coming out next year. One called The Lifeguard, which I shot this summer, and one called Spaz, S-P-A-Z, an independent feature, both independent features, which were great fun to do.
I'm a member of the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago, and I was back there last year to do a Willie Neal play called Middletown. So we've done a bunch of stuff off Broadway.
Steppenwolf has a lot of shows coming to Broadway this year. How does it feel to be a part of that family?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a huge blessing, and I go back there every couple of years to do a show, and then I've been teaching there in the summers the last couple of years as well. But I mean, I think it's what a lot of actors wish for, is a home, like an artistic home, a place that they can keep going back to and being rejuvenated and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's...
What would you say you learned the most coming out of Steppenwolf?
Wow, I've learned so much. I remember when I ushered there in the early days, when I just moved to Chicago, and I felt like seeing a play there was like worth a semester's worth of acting classes. I'd see Laurie Metcalf and Francis Guinan and Jeff Perry and Terry Kinney and these guys up there doing plays, and it was just incredible. I ushered there all the time, and I was lucky enough to work there as a non-equity actor first, and then eventually they asked me to join the company. I mean, I've just learned, I can't say, maybe the most important thing is like trying to be in the moment, playing moment to moment in the acting, just keeping it as real as possible and listening, because that's what I was seeing everyone else do.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character in him?
In him, I play a guy named Henry, who is sort of at loose ends in his life, and he's come back home and has lived at home for many years, really. He had a bad experience in college, and he came back home to live, and so he's sort of, I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, he's kind of at loose ends is really what it's about. But he's yearning, he's full of a lot of yearning, and
most actors kill to play in a Horton Foot play. How does it feel to be playing in a Daisy Foot?
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm talking about apples and oranges, but it's she's a fantastic writer, and it's a beautiful play. I love that it's about siblings. It's so much about family. That's really what kind of turned me on and what made me want to do it. But her writing is gorgeous.